Welcome to Unmasked. I'm Ron Bennington. Most people know Kids in the Hall from their TV work and their movie work, but their stage shows are absolutely just electric and hysterical. As a matter of fact, other than the Marx Brothers and probably Python, I can't imagine a stage show with this amount of pop. I've done two different Unmasked with the Kids in the Hall. The first one was at the old Comix Comedy Club in New York City. And Dave Foley, Kevin McDonald, Scott Thompson came in with that one. And Bruce and Mark were not a part of it, but they were all together for a second Unmasked I had done. But I wanted to put this one up because I don't know if I've ever been in front of an audience that I saw just lose it as completely as this day. I mean, this thing starts out with a long period of time before we even getting into talking, because Scott Thompson was absolutely a maniac on stage and just came out and had his foot caught in the stool and he was spilling water on himself and all over the stage, and microphones were being ripped out. And it really did feel like old school vaudeville. I mean, it really was that kind of edgy stuff that people talk about. It'd be one thing to make an entrance like that, but a totally other thing to have the audience connect that way and be with them all the time. It's a very unique show, and I'm sure they'll be out for at least another tour. And as I said, there's another time that I do an Unmasked with all the Kids in the Hall, and it's incredibly funny, the same kind of funny, but in a totally different way. So let's throw you into this. I'm Ron Bennington, and this is Unmasked with the Kids in the Hall.
Hello.
Hello, is this on?
Have a seat by comfortability there. Good to see you guys.
It's good to see you.
And Scott and having a little trouble.
There's nothing on the side. You can't Oh, you're right.
Mine has it.
You gotta do it from the front.
Struggling with New York stools.
Yeah.
Goddamn
This
New York
sounds crazy. With your subways and your chairs and your people that wear shoes.
Shouldn't they go all the way
What's
around?
it all about, New York?
Jeez, what is this?
Yeah, why can't you be like regular people?
God.
Are you okay, Scott?
What is this? It should be like a vagina. It should go all the way around. Isn't that? Been a while. I don't know what they look like, but they do, don't they? I think.
Scott thinks
I don't know.
Scott thinks every vagina makes a woman look like the Black Dahlia.
It's easier to enter from the
It just
side. That's why.
bisects you. It's so she knows. Like a Ukrainian doll.
That's why.
That's why.
I guess that's because I had sex with Heather Mills. I could enter from the side.
Hello.
So, what? What happened?
Heather Mills, I think.
Heather Mills joke already.
Yeah, but
Tick, tick.
But she's here.
Like the last one.
She's here.
Is she here?
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
Hey, Hoppy.
Hey, stop the seal hunts. We're off to Newfoundland to club some baby seals, Heather.
$40 million is good.
Yeah, $40 million. I think that's good.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. Why don't you go on YouTube and talk about how you've been robbed? Only $40 million. Sorry.
All right, there goes Dave.
Thank you.
Dave Foley's had it.
Fantastic.
There they are.
There we go.
Kids in the Hall.
Look at this, Kev. I'm just... Jesus Christ. I'm trying. Get a goddamn stool. Jesus Christ. You always wanted me, haven't you, McDonald? Finally.
Sorry.
Have my sorry ass. There we go.
Well, the first guests we've ever had on the show who have trouble with seating.
Excuse me.
Thank you.
Excuse
Yeah.
me.
Another coffee?
Did I spill it?
Yes, down my throat. Yes, you spilled my coffee right into my gullet.
That's a good thing.
Hello, satellite radio listeners.
No,
This is what you're paying for.
yeah, that's it.
Excuse me, waitress. There we go.
Another coffee.
Yeah, okay.
Dave did not get any sleep last night.
No,
I did
1
not
hour.
get any sleep.
Yeah.
1 hour sleep.
1 hour.
I
this man
feel
got.
terrific, though.
Yeah.
I really do.
You guys came down by train. from
Yes, we
Boston.
did.
By
did.
train, yes.
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 Is there any reason that you travel by train, or?
It's pleasant. It's nostalgic.
Yeah.
It's,
So you came by train. Yeah. There we go.
yeah.
And to save money.
And to save money.
Save
Yeah.
money.
Mm.
Like having the fucking Stooges
Yeah.
on the stage
And,
today.
Jesus Christ.
Thank you.
You guys have been back on tour, just 5 or 6 shows on this tour, right?
5 or 6 shows so far in this tour.
Yes. This is,
This tour so
Yeah,
far.
So far.
Yes.
So far, so good.
We're in New York now, right?
Yes.
All right.
Nice haircut. Dave had a nice
Thank you.
little
I
haircut.
had a
haircut.
Back there. Give a hand for Dave Foley's haircut.
It was backstage.
Very
Backstage.
nice man cut his hair.
He got a haircut backstage.
Yeah, it's a really exciting story.
What happened?
My hair was longer,
Yes.
and then a man with some electrical shears.
Yes.
Are you doing Cat's Cradle?
It's just I'm just not going to be able to do anything unless this is taken care of. It's just starting me.
I guess what we came here to say is give peace a chance.
All we are
Saying is give peace a chance.
Everybody's talking about.
They can't pay for this. Yoko will not clear this.
There we go.
Let's see if he can get back on his
it's-
stool.
I'm tangled up. I'm tangled up. I'm tangled up. I have an idea.
Kevin, you know I'm panicked, but
I know. Don't panic.
You're really going to want to check out the video podcast of this,
It's really going to help.
because it probably right now is kind of sucking shit on the radio.
Is radio the primary medium for this?
I don't even know.
I think it's the primary medium, period. It's
Yeah.
up to me.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Right? And you guys are taking trains, and we're on the radio.
I solved a murder on the train. Can't do that on a plane. There's no time. No time to gather evidence. You got
Not enough
what?
room, not enough
I got
room.
what? I got an hour and 50 from Boston. I'm not going to solve a crime. Murderers are going to walk free if we all take planes.
Blah, 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 blah.
David, Scott ever paid attention to you at all, or
Scott?
whenever you start to talk, he
Scott developed this problem when he was young of singing his subtext. We've sent him to speech therapists, but it really hasn't worked.
Shit. I pissed my pants and then I spilled on it to cover. Did I cover well? And then I
Yes.
told you that I pissed my pants. Jesus Christ. This will play great on radio.
Yeah.
It really will.
This will be better than when Gallagher was on the show.
Oh, stung me. He stung me. Kevin, where are you going?
Where's
Thank
Ke-
you.
oh.
Thank- You're right. Come here. Oh,
we've got you a children's chair now.
Where's the coffee?
There you go.
that
I'd like
is
to get another
not-
coffee,
Thank
please.
you.
Anyone?
Christ.
Anyone?
I'm on a lean. I'm leaning. I'm on a lean.
There you go. Another
I'm on a
coffee.
lean. I'm falling. I'm falling, Kevin. I'm falling.
What's your next
I've
question?
been falling for. For a long time. Kevin, catch me. I'm all right. I'm okay.
This actually makes me start to miss Gallagher.
I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay.
Let me try to describe the situation as I'm viewing it here in New York City. Scott Thompson has apparently developed some shtick involving Kevin pouring a bottle of water on him.
I'm drying up. I'm going through menopause.
If I can get closer, I'll ask him. What was the inspiration?
Go away, Kevin.
What inspired this bit?
No. I fell down. I'm falling.
I let Scott talk into my microphone and it's soaking wet now.
And it
It's
smells
just like the
coffee.
professor. When I kiss you,
It's not water. It's just.
It's just soaking wet.
it's not water.
This is really comfortable to be
covered
around
well.
all this electrical equipment. Sitting in the middle of a puddle.
There we go.
This, by the way, is how we lost Gallagher.
Third try.
Right.
I heard that. I heard that. I'm going to talk to you five. I like you five.
So we've got, on tonight's show, we got 3 of the 5.
Yeah,
kids in the
yes.
hall,
Woo.
which
The other
is,
two are boring.
The other 2 are boring.
Oh, man, they are so boring. I think we left them on the train.
No.
This will be good. So for when the reunion, when you guys get back together, when people start dying, you'll know what it feels like.
Oh, we already know. Okay, no, but
Yes.
let's just calm down here.
We are going to calm it down. And we also promised some people they could ask you questions.
You probably were thinking you would too.
No. I lost interest so long ago. I'm like,
You and America.
yeah. Hey, well, I'm not going to fucking play the part of Mr. Cotter. You know what I mean? I'll be one of the sweat hogs too. All right, this young lady over here.
Hello.
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 Scott, my question is for you.
Really? Fuck you.
Seriously.
Just
How's
kidding.
that?
Just
that?
kidding. Just kidding.
No, I'm glad, because he needs more attention.
Mr. Foley doesn't like those questions.
Just kidding.
Seriously. It's, you all right, champ? You all right, champ? You all right, champ?
Hey, why don't you just answer a damn question? Let's just get this over with.
That was for real. Okay.
It's not the safest chair.
No, not the safest chair.
You did your best.
Sweetheart, what's your question?
Scott, are you going to take your one-man show on tour as well?
Yes, I am. This is it. I just did 10 minutes of it. What do you think?
It's called Scott on a Chair.
Yeah.
And it was free.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you. Yes, I think I will be, yeah.
It's subtitled Mrs. Hyvenslave.
Even when working with the other guys, it's still a one-man show.
Yeah,
feel.
yeah.
That's what he feels every night on this tour.
When you guys get back, this is the first time you've been together in how long?
6 years?
6 years since we've been together.
Yeah. And what is the one thing that always remains the same? Something that never changes that when the boys get
Scott
back.
always gets wet.
Yeah, I was getting...
Scott always gets wet.
And we always make fun of Scott.
Yeah, that's right.
Is Scott the one who takes the most
brunt
guff
of
from
it?
the
I take a lot of the brunt.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
That's sort of what I do. I'm the punching bag.
Yeah, he's
of and the puncher.
Yeah.
So that's always the same. And
I like
Bruce
to think
frowns.
of you as a fulcrum.
a bit of a fulcrum.
Of the
Yeah.
troupe. You balance Kevin and I and Mark and Bruce.
Yeah, I run back and forth. I'm
Yeah.
Mercury, running
Yeah.
back and forth between the camps, delivering messages.
Are you comfortable being the punching bag, or you wish
Yeah,
you,
I grew up gay, so I'm pretty comfortable with being a punching bag. Or never grew up, whatever.
All right, another question. over here.
Hey guys, in Brain Candy,
Yes.
you had a character that to me
Yes.
was supposed to be based on Lorne Michaels. Was it? And if it was, why?
Oh, that would be the character
Don.
Mark McKinney. Don
Mark McKinney played Don.
Rorator.
Yes, it was based on Lorne Michaels. And why? Because Mark did a good Lorne Michaels impression?
Yeah, everyone that has ever anyone that has ever met Lorne Michaels does an impression of Lorne.
Like
Lorne
Dr.
Michaels.
Evil is
He
also
Dr.
Lorne
Evil,
Michaels.
based on Lorne Michaels as well.
And Lorne Michaels does a mean Lorne
Oh, he does
Michaels.
a great
Yeah.
one.
Well, not as good
And
as he
there
used to,
was,
but he still does a pretty good one.
I think Steve Martin in The Spanish Prisoner, I think he was doing Lorne Michaels.
Yes.
I think he was.
Bill Murray in Scrooged
Yes.
was doing Lorne Michaels.
Yes. Cloris Leachman on Phyllis was doing Lorne Michaels.
Yeah.
Dating Myself. That was another show I loved.
Jackie
Coogan.
Coogan in The Kid,
Dating himself.
opposite Chaplin, was doing Lorne Michaels.
Yes. Hillary Clinton is doing Lorne Michaels.
Yes.
Then that's it.
He was
Yes.
our boss.
Right,
So,
he was your boss.
So therefore, I think
Yeah.
Mark decided to do our boss.
No, he was kind of
He
this.
has a unique speech
Yeah,
pattern.
and he was kind of credited for discovering you guys, but you guys were already together as a group at the time.
We were together, but he got us on TV.
Yes.
Yeah.
We were like on a stage.
We've been a group for like 4 years, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this has never happened before where we'll take the whole group. Normally, Lorne comes in, I'll take you and you for my show, but
And he did that at first.
He did.
Yeah.
He did that first. He picked Mark and Bruce as writers for Saturday Night Live. I'll be the one doing the boring facts. They'll be the funny ones. In 1985, Lorne Michaels got us, and he five you. Mark and Bruce, I hired you guys as writers for Saturday Night Live. But then a year later, he thought, oh, maybe all five of you could do a TV show. Then he fired Mark and Bruce as writers for Saturday Night Live. That was the fall of 1986.
Yes. I believe Lauren decided that individually we weren't very good, but collectively we were quite adequate.
right. But so you guys must have been hating him, right? At first, he came in and took.
No,
two of
we
your
were
guys.
thrilled for
You were
them.
thrilled for him.
We were thrilled for Mark and Bruce when they went to New York, and we thought the troupe was done, but
But we're Canadians, so we're not that petty.
You're never petty.
I'm not saying Americans are petty.
no, he's talking about the Belgians.
Oh, jeez.
Fucking petty Belgians.
touching.
Yeah.
Kurt Vonnegut's Slapstick. Do you know that book?
Yeah.
You were saying something. This is boring, but I'm the boring one. In the book, the two twins are idiots separately, but when they're together, they're a genius. So maybe that's us, kids in the hall.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
And the film version had Madeline Kahn and Jerry Lewis.
So read the book.
So obviously, the twins produced that movie separately.
Yes.
Good joke.
And so we're five twins.
Yes.
But is that I mean, that's got to get to you a little bit to know that people want you together more. And I'm sure during the last 5 years, people keep asking you about each other and when's the next one's. Got to be a little aggravating, right?
No.
Because you're from Canada.
No.
I think the interesting thing, one of the interesting things about us, and there aren't many, is that people don't have many favorites. People like all five of us. And Monty Python, they have favorites, and Saturday Night Live, they have favorites, but they seem to like us an equal amount. Except for me, it's those four, and
Not true.
then I'm in second place.
And everybody
But
goes,
it's pretty
"Oh."
close. Aw.
Yeah. Well, there is always that thing because the group is kind of like a rock band. And in most rock bands, they do try to, some outside forces always come in and try to pull people
Divide
out.
and conquer.
Yeah.
Can I be boring for a second?
Yes, please.
I'm
Go
going
ahead.
to try. We are. I think it's because maybe we're Canadians, so there's more of a group ethic, and the cult of the individual isn't quite as big
offense.
there. My God, I'm boring myself. But there. So I think the group is the star in the show.
That's great.
There we go.
That's great.
Look at
And
me. Look at me.
Thank you.
It would also be really nice if you said something about yourselves without putting America down every single time.
Can we do that again? Can we do it again?
Sorry.
Every answer. America
That wasn't a
blows,
put
so
down in America. Not a
it's
put.
easier
Not
for
a
us.
put down.
Your bacon is horrible.
Gotcha.
we got another question over here for you.
Hi, this is a question for all three of you. Has any of you considered being a late night talk show host? Because I think you'd be so much better than all the stuff that's out there now.
All three of us together? That'd be horrible.
That would just be the worst.
Both you guys started. You would think about it, wouldn't you? Both of you guys.
I flirted with the idea,
Yeah.
but then nobody else did. So, what about you, Dave?
You need two to flirt.
I did sort of a little mini talk show on the internet.
You did. When
on,
did you
Super
do that?
Deluxe the last year.
did you?
Yeah, did anyone see it? I did a thing called Can't Sleep with Dave Foley.
Oh, I saw that. That was a
Right,
talk show.
I did a talk show from my bedroom in my backyard. Yeah.
Hey, now, come on.
I'm never coming to your one-man show now.
He is the one that didn't see it.
I didn't see it.
The only one who didn't say it?
Yeah.
No, Mark didn't either.
Mark did?
No, but Mark was in Toronto, so he had an excuse. You only live around the block,
I was very sick. Though.
around the corner. You actually live in the theater where I performed it. So
I was very ill, though.
You were sleeping for 7 weeks.
Yeah, I was.
Yes. He was in a supervised coma.
Yes.
Supervised coma.
Yeah.
Evan. Yeah.
Yeah. I was conscious for the whole thing.
Oh, completely. And in a bar, but a supervised
It wasn't
coma.
really a coma.
Sounds relaxing.
It wasn't-
Very.
It was more of a legal maneuver than a coma.
Was it?
Yeah. Yeah.
You can't get child support out of a stone. That's
Yeah.
the old saying, isn't it?
It really is.
Apparently, my ex-wife cannot garnish my coma.
That's right. It's just a strange law.
If that she could.
Well, sorry. I hope that answered your question. Would you ever consider doing a late night talk show?
Yeah. I wanted Craig Ferguson's job, but he got it instead.
Oh,
so.
sorry. This is for
Hello?
all three of you. What's more rewarding, doing TV, the movie, or stage work?
Good question.
Very good.
That's a really good question.
Woo, come back here.
Yeah.
Woo, yeah, come here. Come here. Help
Come
us
back.
out here. with
Face
this.
the consequences of your question.
Come here. Come here.
Face the
Come here.
consequences of
Come
your
here.
question.
If this answer doesn't go well, they will know it's your fault.
Ask us to our face. To our face, buddy.
Ask your question again.
Well,
What's more rewarding, doing TV, doing a movie, or stage work?
What do you think?
Yeah, what do you think?
We're asking you.
I feel like I'm at the dentist office. Oh, God, no.
you signed a release. I should have thought about it.
Yeah.
Should have thought what you were walking into.
Well, this is stage work. Do you find it rewarding?
Yeah. Do ya? Oh, but you're also being shot for television. Is that rewarding?
Is that rewarding?
What if this was turned into a movie? Would that be rewarding?
Yes, it would.
If you ever ask us a question again.
Get the hell out of here. Thank you. Seriously. Bullshit. Seriously.
Thank you. Nice question. I actually do find stage work more rewarding because we get to bring you guys on stage. Thank
Yeah,
you.
you people will make it all worthwhile.
You make it all worthwhile. Thank you.
It was really up until that moment. I always thought I would help if I saw someone being raped. In the back of my mind,
Yeah.
I just thought it's not my problem.
It really wasn't.
It wasn't.
It really wasn't.
And honestly, I can live with it.
We cleared our.
I guess it's the American in me.
Sorry.
You know what? Sorry. We had all of our audience interaction cleared by Alberto Gonzalez before we got here.
The stuff that you're doing here, of course, you're doing a lot of improv, but on stage, everything is
This is all
scripted.
scripted.
Oh, this is
Yeah,
scripted.
this has all been scripted.
That would be the saddest thing ever.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
If on the train you were writing this bit.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'll bring the guy up on stage, and Scott, you'll put a microphone to his penis.
Can we have a big round of applause for our shill, our plant? Yeah.
That was Bruce McCullough.
Kala.
Bruce McCullough.
ladies and gentlemen.
That young man is wrapped in a blanket right now, talking to a psychiatrist
Yeah.
about how it doesn't make him dirty forever.
I know.
Yes, the show is scripted. It's a scripted show.
Scripted
it's a
show.
scripted
There-
show. Our
Some
show
things
is
tend to
scripted.
fall apart.
Sometimes things fall apart and it becomes a little less scripted.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know.
But is this the way you write? I mean, do you write from an improv point
Not
of view?
really.
No.
Not really. We mostly write from an idea and then
This,
we
this,
flesh it
what,
out.
the
the
piano,
at the
typewriter.
the mime butterfly.
Yes, that's it. That's
with
it.
the mime butterfly.
Use mime butterflies. That's how we write.
Yes. Now,
Hello. Is there another question?
Yeah.
Hello?
Now be careful with your question because the last person to answer the question was molested.
Yes, what's your question?
You want sloppy seconds, bitch?
We are just getting warmed up.
I'll be very
Yeah.
respectful. Our host, Mr. Bennington, compared comedy troupe to a rock band, and I was thinking,
Why are you kissing his ass?
Yeah,
Our fine host, our noble host, a good and gracious host, a sweet and lovely host. All right, what's your
I
question?
don't think he talks like that. Come on.
Yes, they do.
He's a person.
All right.
The person who talks like that.
What's your question?
my question
Sorry,
was,
start from the
What is
beginning.
your- Start
Some
from
of
the
these
beginning.
things hurt.
comedy troupes were compared to rock bands.
Right.
What would you recommend to young, aspiring comedy troupes when dealing with the egos and the Yoko Onos of the groups and stuff like that?
Oh boy, oh boy. Can of worms.
I recommend a horrible 11-year marriage,
Here we go. Once again.
followed by a hideous divorce that lingers for another 15 years.
So rock band.
Any advice?
That's just one way to go.
Yeah.
Yoko's, I I had a Yoko. You had a Yoko.
You believe in 2 long-term relationships with women that don't find you funny?
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Thank you. Good night. Was that his? Explain to me his question, and I'll answer.
I don't know what is. I don't know.
You're saying what's more damaging? Wait, seriously, where is he?
To avoid the egos
gone.
and the Yoko Onos.
It's a good question.
Yeah.
I think if you can sing or play an instrument, you should be in a rock band. And if
Yes.
you're funny, you should be in a comedy troupe. And if you're both, you should be Chris Robinson. I think that's it.
Or Neil Innes.
Or Neil Innes.
But it is. I guess the central question is: it is really tough to keep this thing together, and I guess it has been since the beginning.
I think it's less tough for a comedy troupe because a rock band they're together every minute of the day, and the bus. Though we're together. Every minute
I think
of the
because they have comedy troupes have less sex
Right.
with people.
with each other.
Yeah.
And we've never had sex with each other.
Right.
Wait,
Yet.
Yet.
Unlike Fleetwood Mac.
But then I guess rock bands.
Unlike Fleetwood Mac or Heart.
Although we have all had sex with Stevie Nicks.
I was just going to say that. Yes, that's true.
Same time or
Yes.
Yeah.
same time?
Man, my ass is rashy already. Seriously, I
That
got a rash
happens.
in
You know,
10
you gotta
minutes.
moisturize. You gotta moisturize your teeth.
I do.
That's where it really gets it.
It really
That's
is
where
true.
it really gets
yeah, I
it.
got a little bit of
I
diaper
know.
rash.
Oh, I know. Look, I've raised kids. I know.
You do know.
You need some Peniton.
Peniton.
I have Peniton.
There's a Peniton?
I do. I have Peniton.
Are you...
Well, you know the rash between my legs.
Kevin used to be very rashy. Remember in the old days, you used to have the rash
when
all
he
over
was-
your
yeah.
lower
Yeah,
leg?
and now it's just here.
Yeah.
Oh, things are getting
True
better.
story. Ladies, I'm single.
It's true.
Any ladies out there with some salve?
It's go. If you want it, here it is. Come and get it. We'll
I
never
have
clear
a
that.
rash.
Do we go on, or you want to have more fake concern for?
No, we're people.
I like the fake concern. Oh, but I like this gentleman. I like to hear what he has
you
to
like
say.
the-
I just like him.
Good shirt. What do you
Wow.
guys say? Good shirt.
You,
just
sir,
like red
apparently
shirt.
are sexy.
Yes, sir.
Clumsy but sexy.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm also single and rashless.
Yeah.
Unless you're into that, then I'm covered.
He can work a rash out.
Yeah, I could
Scott.
work a rash like that.
Hold on. What gave it away, Scott? The shirt? Is that what made you suddenly think?
No, I just like his shaved head, like his smile. Like I've been watching him the whole show. I've been
Is
doing
that
everything
right?
I've been doing is for him. The whole thing.
Strong masculine features. Yeah.
Got mask- Yeah, he's a cutie pie. Cutie pie.
No.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. You're talking.
What was the question?
I find that so attractive when they can talk too. It's true, I do.
Oh,
Dave.
this was a question for Kids in the Hall. I love you guys. I always thought you were
Oh,
very
you're afraid
funny.
to talk to me directly.
Later, after.
This is your day.
I cannot play gay chicken with Scott because I know I'll lose every time.
You're no chicken.
When you guys
I'm
started,
no chicken, believe me. I mean, I understand. He is a Euro chicken compared to me, but anyways, go on. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I was lost in your eyes. I forgot my question. No, I didn't. When you guys,
I can't hear anything over you.
Shoot.
when you guys started Kids in the Hall, did you make an active decision not to have any females because they're unfunny and have short attention spans, or?
No. Quite to the contrary.
You are gay.
Yeah.
Or did you guys just realize that you guys were funnier without the actual? Did you at any
you know
point
what?
try to have female
The
comedians?
truth is, all of the female population of the world decided not to be in the Kids in the Hall.
Or to talk to us.
Yeah. Or, yeah.
Now he's leaving, Scott. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Just
You know, no,
leaving.
yeah. We actually tried. We
Let's
did
tell
have
the
women
truth.
in the group.
We had a few women in the troupe that became very successful in Canada before we did. We were still losers that had to stay in the troupe.
They all kept.
I'm talking to you as if you asked the question. But
Yeah. You know what? That was a very astute question, sir.
Yes.
Now Scott no longer wants him.
I don't.
Stop. Oh, he's doing sad face.
It's
He's
a,
doing
I want this
sad
guy.
face.
the gay world is a cruel
He's
world.
been cruel. Very
Is it?
cruel. Very ageist.
Yeah.
Please shoot.
What's your question?
So you guys are obviously a group, but watching the show's over, you guys do a lot of monologues and a lot of single person
Yes.
sketches. Is that you just try and get away from each other, or is that organic?
Well, for me, it was something I was ordered to do by our director. Monologues. I didn't like
Monologues.
doing them.
And you'd write them on the way to a writing session. Remember, you wrote menstruation when you went to the washroom. You went to take a pee and you came back with menstruation.
That's true.
Not menstruating, but with a monologue about menstruation.
About menstruation, yes.
True story. He was not bleeding, but he was writing about it.
Yeah.
Actually, sorry, I know.
Scott wrote monologues.
That's true.
It is true.
But
Scott wrote monologues because we would say no to his sketches, and that was the only way he could get on stage. What Kevin is saying is entirely true.
What Dave and Kevin are saying is entirely true.
So the monologues started even before
I had
TV.
10-1.
They started back in Toronto.
Yeah, Scott loved it. Scott liked doing monologues in our club show. Mark liked doing monologues too.
And Bruce did too.
Bruce liked doing
This was a
it.
stand-up.
Yeah.
He liked it because me and Mark liked it.
It was just Kevin and I.
We didn't love the monologues.
We didn't gravitate towards the monologues.
So you wrote good ones, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin.
You're welcome, Dave.
Well, I think it's also because character, like I like doing characters a lot, and these guys, they like this character, and a monologue is a great way
We wear
to.
our characters like hats.
Yes. Yeah. And he wears his hats like characters.
There we go. But I think, and seriously, I think he's right that there was. I think the monologues did increase as the show went along because we did get a little tired of each other. Am I?
No, well, for me, it was always just John Blanchard, our director, would come to me and say, I need a monologue from you for the next block. I go,
who was telling him? Who was telling him?
Lauren, I imagine.
It must probably Lorne Michaels.
Yeah. We need,
Daddy wanted monologues.
And they helped John break up the running order of the shows.
That's true.
And helped us get from scene to scene if they could have somebody doing a monologue where they were setting up another scene. That's the really boring part of the answer.
It's great.
And I guess monologues, maybe Lauren wanted to, monologues would allow him to make a star and then snatch him and turn him into but it did not happen.
Oh, that evil bastard.
He always said Chevy. Chevy just came on and he called himself Chevy. And that was Chevy's character. And Chevy became a star because his character was Chevy. You just see any wigs on Chevy.
Absolutely
That's
true.
my Lorne impression.
That was exactly what he said.
So that answers the question for you.
You guys obviously thrive on sketch comedy and loosely scripted improvisational arena, if you will.
Yeah.
Would you find
or
it
tedious babbling?
Would you find it challenging to move into a more tightly scripted, such as news radio or doing a play?
I would find that challenging.
I think Kevin should answer that one. The news radio questions.
Yeah, I handle all the news radio questions. I was on the episode of The Great Throw Dini.
Perhaps you saw Kevin on news radio.
Was Scott on one?
Scott was never on news radio.
I've never
we
been
tried
on any
to
of their
get we tried to
projects.
get all of you on once.
What happened?
You guys were assholes.
Oh.
And we couldn't get you to agree to it. No,
I
we
said yes.
We tried to get all of you to do an episode that was where it was I get back together with my old a cappella group.
Oh, but I
remember
never.
that.
But because we couldn't get you guys, we got David Cross, Bob Odenkirk, and Brian Posehn.
Oh.
And the four of us formed the New Kids in the Hall. And we're doing quite nicely. In fact, I have to go. I'm on a bigger
Good.
tour.
Yeah, give my best to David.
Yeah.
I said yes.
Yes. That's why you were Throdini.
That's why I was Throdini.
So when you made that leap, though, did it seem like a whole different world, or did
No,
did
it seemed like the same world, just for more money.
Right.
I mean, because it was in front of a live audience, which we did in Kids in the Hall. Half the show was shot in front of a live audience, and and I didn't have to, you rehearsed all day, and I didn't have to write. So basically, it was like Kids in the Hall, except I didn't have to work as hard.
So
You had more lines.
I had more lines.
more
Yeah,
lines.
yeah. I'd have a lot more.
So it was
lines.
actually even a little easier for you,
Yeah,
an
I didn't
easier
have to
lifestyle.
I didn't have to do drag, so.
But there was a drug-addled fag on the show too.
Yeah.
Hey, I attacked myself there too.
What
so.
in the world makes you think Andy was gay? What in the world could make you think Andy Dick was gay?
I don't know.
Andy Dick clearly stated in a TV Guide interview that although he does enjoy fucking men, he is not gay.
I know.
Sorry.
Sorry, Andy.
Or drugs.
Or drugs.
I like to do coke, but I'm not a drug addict. I like to sniff it off cocks, but I'm not a fag who does coke.
Yeah.
That is so unfair.
You know, you guys are right. Canadians are so nice.
I once saw Andy fuck a bottle of ecstasy. I don't think he understood the principle.
I honestly never, when we came in to do this, I never thought I'd hear the term "fuck the bottle of ecstasy." And I'm not even asking which one was the man. I'm not even going there. I don't know whether his dick went in the bottle or the bottle went up his ass. Who cares? It's none of our business.
Besides the point.
You know what? I just create a word picture. That it all in your minds. It's back to radio.
So Lorne Michaels, what was he like?
Yes, I'm the boring one. Well, Lorne Michaels is a very interesting man. He was born in Toronto. And he was...
Star of the Lauren Hart Terrific Hour in the
Type of
1970s in Canada.
All right, next question is Andy Dick.
Next question.
Hey, Andy. Hi. Hi.
Hi.
Hi.
I was wondering which skit or piece are you most proud of that you feel like you pulled off perfectly?
Comfortable.
Recently.
I would say comfortable.
That was a good one for
I would say that.
I like this. There's a sketch Kevin and I are doing in the new show that I love.
Imaginary Girlfriend. They have a new classic.
Yeah, thanks for giving away the premise.
And we're proud of Citizen Kane. That's
Citizen Kane
because
is one of
we
our
heard that was
favorites.
in the top 50 sketches. We're proud of that. Now, Lorne Michaels is an interesting man because...
And when I said comfortable, it's the one where we have the dinner party and then
Scott fucks Kevin on
I
the
have sex
dining
with
room
Kevin on the
table.
dining room table, but then
I'm
the dinner
Kevin.
party falls apart because of a lamp issue.
Yes, Kevin and Mark play women in that sketch.
Yes.
Now, when you're back on the road this time too, it's all new sketches.
This is about
There's a couple of
90%.
90% new.
About 90% new stuff.
Yeah. Because I was wondering, your audience, do you think they've been with you all the time, or you're still picking up because of YouTube and all? I know a lot of younger people are into what you guys are doing.
I know.
Yeah.
I know, it's awful.
But the YouTube kids, they come in, they watch 2 minutes of the show, they walk out.
Yeah. And they come back in. They have no attention span, these kids. They forget they were there, then they come back. Oh, and then so I'm watching the show. I bought a ticket, I should see it. I go to the washroom, let me come back. They seem to enjoy themselves, though.
They keep trying to delete our history.
Yeah.
Well, I think one of the things that holds up with your show, though, is that it's not of really any time period. Like, you don't feel like you're watching the early 90s or late 80s. The way if you watch, like, an old Saturday Night Live, you're hearing jokes that no longer make sense.
Because we don't read newspapers and we don't know what's happening.
It's helpful.
We for the entire time we did our show, we all slept in a Skinner box, hermetically sealed. We had no contact with the outside world. Scott, I think you were cryogenically frozen for most of this series.
Most of the
And
time.
never funnier.
Never funny.
6 years on TV. That's
He
right.
was so good when he was
Don't
frozen.
remember any of it, but
Yeah.
apparently at the time of my life.
We thaw him out, put him up, make him do buddy.
Yeah.
Freeze him up again.
Freeze him, put him back in,
Yeah.
put him back in the
Put him
fridge.
back in.
Jesus Christ.
I know, I can't. I'm a dirty man. I just
I
mime fellatio once a day.
What? Did you do the tongue in the cheek part?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do that. Not your.
No, but that's ridiculous because you take it down the throat if you do it.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Like, if you're gonna put it on the side of the cheek, that's not a blowjob. I mean, it should be. That's how you mime.
Yeah. I think
cocksucking.
in porn, I think they do the cheek just to prove the cock is in the mouth. It's like a magic act where you open up the two flaps and go, there's a lady in there. It's just to give evidence that the cock is actually in the mouth.
If you say there's a fag in there,
That's not a special effect. Yeah.
I'll be giving lessons on defeating the gag impulse later.
Yeah.
Reflex, impulse, I don't know what it is. What is it? An impulse, a reflex, one of those things.
An impulse
Gag.
reflex.
I call it a proclivity.
Proclivity.
Yeah.
I mean, sorry, proclivity.
The gag proclivity.
That's right.
Yeah.
Would you like to know anything about Lorne Michaels?
Yeah.
So Lorne Michaels.
Yeah. It's help.
There you go.
It's helpful hints with Scott for some of you younger people today.
I hear using chloroseptic can help.
Was that right?
I've heard that, yeah.
And Purell.
It numbs the throat. Yeah. You can,
Builds up your immune system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Next question.
Please.
You guys seem to capture like a camaraderie that like a bunch of guys or a bunch of friends that have been together.
Your question, so far, was a statement.
Legally, it's true.
That's all I'll get to it. I mean,
So
I'm not
far,
doing
you're
something.
wasting our time.
It's what I do.
All right.
It seems as though you guys get together and just like write and drink a bunch of beer and have a good time while you're writing. Can you take us through that writing process? Is that what it is? A 12-pack of kokanee and...
He hit an interrogative at the end, right?
Yes.
All right.
Yes. Legally.
Our writing process, we don't, it's not like, mostly our
It's
writing
not fun like this.
It's mostly, hanging, well, it's sort of like this.
Yeah, kind of.
But we
You
don't
know.
get high.
Whatever he says, I agree with.
we sit at a table.
Yeah, we sit at a table.
But we're sober. We don't get high or
We're
drunk.
sober.
We don't do drugs or drink when we're writing.
No.
We're high now.
I said we.
We
I.
bring in our mind butterflies.
Yeah.
Start touching
But
their backs.
basically you throw out an idea, and then if the group latches onto it, it gets sort of fleshed out, and then one or two of us carries it away and turns it into a sketch.
But how does that feel when people just act like what you do seems to come natural and it's easy to you, you know? And you guys do work for it.
We have a rhythm together, much like the Kingston Trio.
Hang down your head, Tom Dooley.
Hang down
your head and cry.
But we can't sing harmony like the Kingston Trio.
But there's a certain amount of friction in the writing as well, right? I mean, there's...
Yes.
There has to be.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
There has to be.
Otherwise, why would we put up with it?
Yeah. But does everybody have to agree that the sketch is a go, or
No.
is it
No.
4-1?
We can steamroll over one or two guys.
Sometimes one guy can act like he has a majority.
Mark McKinney.
And
I'm not naming Mark McKinney.
No, I wouldn't do that. And sometimes
Oh.
one of us throws a sketch down and goes, "Fine, I'll write another Buddy Cole monologue there."
Yeah.
See? 4-1 if Mark is the one is a tie.
Sometimes one of us will shout, "Fucking breeders!" and storm out of the room.
Guess which one?
Yeah.
Guilty.
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 That's how deep his self-loathing is.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that answered your question, sir. I hope
That
it
answered
did.
the question.
These things tend to go their own way. Yes, ma'am.
You know how you know how it is when people are loyal fans and they gotta have a piece of you and stuff. Did anyone ever do anything like take your wig or anything along those lines?
Wait a minute. What was your question? Very confused.
No, I like that. I like where this is going.
Do you want a piece of us?
You want a piece of us?
Yeah, you want a piece of
Would you like a piece of us?
You want a piece of this? You want a piece of
Want a
this?
piece of this? Come and get a piece of this.
You want a piece of this? We'll give you a piece of this.
I'll give you a piece of it.
You want a little bit of
You
this?
think we're afraid of you because you're...
You want a piece of that? Hey, lady!
Come on.
Lady, you want a piece of that?
You want a bit of that,
Hey, you
bitch?
want a piece of
Yeah,
this?
come on. Come on.
You want a deli slice of that?
Bitch, you want some?
Huh?
You
You
want
want
some?
that on some rye bread?
Come and get
With a
it!
pickle and a
Strap it
nice
on,
bit of
bitch.
salad?
Strap it on, bitch.
Is that what you want? Because we'll serve it up
We'll serve it up.
on a platter
Spicy.
with a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Salmonella
Maybe
poisoning.
some tomato juice.
You want some gumbo, bitch?
Yeah.
Oh, this is
Come on.
Come on.
Now I'm scared.
Seriously, don't slice his ass off.
Don't.
No, seriously, really.
We were joking.
We were just kidding around.
Yeah.
Please don't cut his
See,
ass
that's
off.
what happens.
Don't.
That's
Jeez,
what happens. I didn't even understand the
I
question.
didn't either, but
Oh, but it was fun, though.
Sometimes people like to take souvenirs, so did they ever try to take your wig or?
Has anyone tried to steal like your wig or any of your props? Because that happens to some people in New York.
I
All right,
believe-
thank you, ma'am.
I'm not sure. I believe somewhere.
Patty.
Thank you.
Patty.
I think someone stole my boyishness.
Or did you sell it?
that was
I'm
me.
not sure.
Dave. That
Oh,
was me.
I don't know.
Hello there.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Speaking of pretty.
Thank you. I just had a question. Your last episode, you guys did a skit about censorship. Now,
Yes.
has there, during your whole time on television, has there been sketches that have been, that you were very surprised that made it?
Or
Well, I have to say, actually, within that sketch is to me the single stupidest note ever received from a network.
What was that?
That was because Kevin and I wrote that thing called "Things We Couldn't Do on TV," and one of the things we wrote was a piece called "Hitler Fucks a Dead Donkey."
Yeah.
And our whole premise was that these sketches were obviously so horrible that there's no way we should have been allowed to do them. And so Hitler fucks a dead donkey. So we sent the script up, and we got the note back. Our director, John Blanchard, had to read this note to us with a straight face. He said, all right, we talked to the network. The network says, Hitler can fuck the donkey, but the donkey has to be alive.
Isn't that worse?
Yeah.
That's worse.
It's worse for the donkey. It's worse.
It's
For the
worse.
donkey,
Oh,
yeah.
it's worse. It's worse.
I mean, the donkey's suffering
It's
was
worse.
over, you know?
I know.
Oh, and there was the corollary was also, and the donkey has to be seen to be alive.
Yeah.
So we added a swishing
And it has to be
tail,
blindfolded.
braying, you know. And then we switched it to Hitler fucks a pet donkey. And we added a child character who goes, why is that bad man fucking my pet donkey?
And still got on.
And they got on, yeah, it aired.
So there's no problems at
Yeah.
all. Now, is there anything for you guys that are just out of bounds, like a kind of a self-censorship stuff?
Game show parodies.
Bad taste.
Thank God.
Bad taste.
Thank God.
Because the game show is the backbone of this country. And when we
Once
start
again,
making fun of
our
game
country.
shows,
Your country.
what's next? We're going to make fun of the Pope. We're going to make fun of motherhood.
Yeah.
Commercials.
The Pope's mother.
Airplane food. It's a
But
slippery
all
slope.
there.
It's a
There's a lot
slippery
of-
It
slope.
will all start to go.
Yeah.
No. All right.
Hello.
The next
Hello.
one. Yes.
I have a two-part question.
Two questions.
Two more. I did
Question.
you ask one earlier?
So where's your identical twin who can ask the other question?
The first is, do you have any sketches that you wish you hadn't done?
Yeah, sure.
I was ashamed of the fourth-year credit sequence when I had the long hair. Is that a sketch? No.
No.
No?
Okay.
Then no. Not a one. Oh, no,
Can you think of some we should be ashamed of?
Yeah. Well, seriously, I'd love to know what you think we should be ashamed of.
No. You did leave. Have my father actually walked out of the room once, though, when we were watching together.
What did he walk out?
It was actually probably, I think, the first episode I ever saw. I was maybe 15, and it involved a dog.
Oh, Kevin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have
The
that. Yes,
dog.
where Kevin gets anally raped by a dog.
I have a boring story about that.
A lot of
Okay.
sexy animals.
It's a boring story. There's no funny part.
I have a funny part for after, I think.
Okay.
All right.
I bet you do. Well, when Mark and I were
Let me know
were
when you're
shooting-
done.
Oh, I'll let you know when I'm
All
done.
right.
When Mark and I were shooting that, we had no ending. We went there that day without an ending, and then we had a dog there just as a prop. And then Mark at lunch said, "Why doesn't the dog fuck you?" And that's the. And we thought of it, and then he had to put cheese on my ass
Right, yeah.
to get the dog to. And I was doing
take an
this, and the
interest.
dog was licking my ass because I had cheese on it. That's my boring story. I'm done.
I don't think it was that
And
boring.
don't go, because and here's the joke I thought of before the story.
Oh.
Now, I know when your father walked out of the room when you were 15, you thought he was offended. But I happen to know him, and I happen to know that he walked into the kitchen and fucked the dog.
See, now I'm offended.
He wasn't offended. He was going,
Hey,
You know.
I have an idea.
And I know that Kevin was not ashamed of the sketch, but the dog was.
yeah,
There we go.
it was a Rottweiler.
Yeah, it was a Rottweiler.
No,
They
seriously.
don't fuck people.
They're very prideful dogs.
They won't even fuck another breed of dog.
Yeah.
Well, a Doberman, because
Yeah.
they have similar coloring, but
Yeah.
that's it.
There's a second
Oh,
question.
what about your second question?
Oh.
A cat fucking, I hope.
No, I just wanted to let Kevin know that I do have some salve. So.
Oh, he does have.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Salve. You came to
It's
this
Scott
with
that needs
salve.
the salve right now.
Yeah.
But you need it. You're not going to just give it to me, are you? Oh, thank you very
Wow.
much.
Is it opened?
Thank you. I'll use it. It's okay.
That's a certain.
What kind of salve is it?
It takes a certain amount of intimacy to use somebody else's salve.
Healing balm. Thank you very much.
Healing balm, huh?
But that's not exactly a salve.
you.
My
Hey,
wallet's
sweat
giving me
hair,
a rash
That's not
right
really
here.
a salve, is it? It's more of an ointment, isn't it? Really?
Oh,
I mean,
it's
really.
yours. You should take it.
Give it back, Kevin. It's not a
It's
salve.
really good stuff. It's really good stuff.
You know, it's
Look,
got the
all right.
properties of a salve, but it's not really, is it, honey?
If you have,
I mean,
an
butter,
ointment-
it looks like salve, but it's not really, is it?
So if you have ointments or creams or unguents,
Bring them to Kevin.
but don't try and pass them off as salves to Scott.
Yeah,
he
seriously.
wasn't born yesterday.
Salve experts.
Yeah,
I've had.
he's a salve savant.
I've had some chafing. Let me just say that. I've had some chafing in
Some
my
chafing.
day.
He once chafed a whole other person. And just flaked off his body, just cleaved and started its own life.
True story.
Somebody's probably jealous right now,
That's
too.
how
Going,
babies are made.
Those show business people getting free salve. Their life's so easy.
They live the high life.
Living the life of Riley. Yeah. Dating myself once.
With their celebrity rashes.
That's true.
Of Riley.
Oh, we'd gather around the old Philco on a Saturday night and listen to the
Turn
life
the
of
radio
Riley.
on, turn the radio on.
Oh, FDR's got something to tell us.
Lone Ranger's going to be on. Lone Ranger.
Yeah. You get to bed. Inner sanctum's too scary for you, Scott.
Is Scott as funny now that he dried off? I think he's lost something.
I totally
Is
have.
this show, yeah.
Your humor has evaporated.
It has. Somebody pour some water on me again, please.
Quick drying.
That's one of our first publicity photos when we decided our whole idea for it was that we were going to do a photo where we were
this is fun.
all soaking wet. And Scott was so proud of himself because he's the only one who thought to take his underwear off before. But you finish.
He forgot to take his wallet out of his pants.
So his ID and his money was
So
also.
I tried to pay with my cock later. Does that even make sense? No! But they took it!
They did. The public transit.
With the public transit, let me on the TTC.
Put it in the bus.
Flashed my dick, and they let me on. Man.
Try it tonight on your way home on the subway.
Yes, sir.
Dirty man.
Have you thought better of it?
Hi, guys. I wanted to just thank you, first of all. You brought so much laughter to my life, so thank you
I don't
very
believe
much.
it.
I don't know. You're not referring to today.
That's very nice. Thank you. No, thank you.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
individually, I wanted to know if individually you preferred back then the sketches that you did in front of the audience or the filmed ones. Like, did you have a preference?
That's like...
We have a different opinion. I prefer the film ones, but I think Dave's going to say the live ones. Am I wrong?
No, I felt that if we didn't have the live element in our show, we would have been in danger of becoming pretentious.
Yeah.
But it became harder and harder to write the live sketches, whereas the film stuff became more interesting to write.
Did you have a specific filmed one that you liked?
Of what?
Like the one that, like a filmed one that you did. Do you have a favorite?
That I did?
Yeah, could you?
One of mine I really liked was the thing called The Escapist, which was the a guy in a straitjacket.
You're supposed to clap.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah, that's not a popular one. It's not a popular one, but it's one I like. Where it's a guy he tries to escape from a
Cyril
straitjacket.
St. John. They might know if he's
Cyril St. John, yeah. But
I
he
know his work very
basically
well.
never gets out of it, so he's in the straitjacket for his entire career and is eventually buried in it. You know. I like that because
And I'm gonna be the Mercury messenger again and say I like both.
Yes.
But I've
beautiful.
gone, yes.
So easy to get along with.
What was a film piece that you particularly enjoyed that you did?
That I did?
Yes.
Maybe Spy Models?
That was
good.
That was a good one.
That was a good one.
That was good. See, now they're all warmed up. Now they're applauding titles they don't recognize. Now they know it's what we expect.
We shamed them. They had to.
And
Spy
Dave,
Models.
Did you like Love and Sausages, or was that a leading question? Or was that one of the ones you thought might have led us to pretension?
I hated Love and Sausages. when we
Dave
were
Foley
making
hated
it.
Love and Sausages.
When we were making it, and I saw it recently and quite liked it.
And now Dave
Although
quite
I
likes
always
it.
loved Scott's performance in it.
Thank you, Dave.
Always loved Scott's
So
performance.
kind.
in it.
I've never heard that before. Been waiting for a long time to hear that.
Yeah, I thought Kevin
I'm
should have
about
had
to
the Bruce
cry.
part.
Do all you guys feel like you're a little easier on the material that you can look back later? Like
Oh,
at
yeah.
the time, it's it's got to feel like
Oh,
pressure.
there's tons of stuff that I fought against and thought
Yeah.
was horrible, and then I watched
now
it.
we
And go,
like.
yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, and
know.
there's things I did where I go, what was I thinking? And obviously I wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, you can't regret a life you didn't live.
What?
It's almost profound.
Kind of.
What?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever had an argument before a show and used a sketch to exact revenge during an actual performance?
Ever had a what?
An argument before a show?
Before a show.
Kevin?
These two.
Walloons.
Well, we had an argument during a sketch.
This is
I never went to college or graduated from high school so much. And
I have a university.
And I was when in our stage show days I was overweight, And they were always kidding me, but Bruce would always say, "Oh, you have to stay fat, Kevin. Every good troupe has a fat guy." And they were always like, so Scott and I were doing an improv, and during the improv, he called me
Walloon.
And I thought he said a balloon.
Yes, and we were doing a sketch about separation Belgian, and Belgian has two peoples, the Walloons and the Flems.
You know, that's crazy.
Hilarious. And Kevin thought I was calling him a
balloon.
But I was calling him a Walloon.
A Walloon.
And so we started fighting on stage, and then they turned the lights off on us, so we went back in the alley and we kept fighting until he explained to me what.
And all the Belgians and the Flems in the audience went crazy.
And then we took the sketch back on stage and finished the fight on stage.
Then we finished it on stage.
That was pretty fun.
And if you watch our documentary, you can see Scott having a huge fight and Kevin appeasing him right before a show here in New York City.
That's true. And I would just like to say that today, in 2008, Belgium is still together.
Thanks to you, Scott.
Thanks to Scott.
Thanks to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Belgium. Sorry, rest of Europe.
Yes, this young lady right over here.
Oh.
Yes, miss?
You look so scared.
It's because your color. You know what it is?
Your pretty
it's 'cause
eyes.
Your skin is so
gorgeous
creamy.
eyes.
Look at his beautiful
skin.
Yeah.
I do.
Can we get a shot of that?
Can we?
Can we get an angle on
Give me a radio show.
Can we turn every
Can we
camera?
get everybody to
Can we
look
please
at-
turn every
look
single
at that
camera
skin?
onto him, please?
Can I touch it?
I got
Yeah, go on. Everybody go touch it.
Look at it.
Bring him up. Bring him up. He can
Oh
come up
no.
Look at you.
Just sit right here.
He comes on like a dream, peaches and cream, lips like strawberry wine. He's so fine.
All right. This is our second rape victim today.
Barbara Bach will never clear that song.
What was your question?
If you guys are gonna put out or
Put out?
putting out,
Sure, we'll fucking put out. We'll fucking put out, bitch. We'll put out.
Well, you're the best offer we've had.
Are you gonna put out? That's the thing. Are you gonna put out? Are you gonna put out? You're gonna put out. Oh, I see. I know it does. That's what you want.
You know.
Come on over and finish your question.
Come on.
Come on over and finish
I want to
your
point
question.
out the crazy thing is we actually brought our lawyer here today. David, where are you?
Ladies and gentlemen.
So you guys ever gonna put out a book?
Oh! Well, you're probably gonna be in it.
Ladies and gentlemen, kids in the hall, let them hear it.
Thank you. Thank you.